Welcome back, folks. This time we're going to review some of my DIY essential tools. My glue tray. Just a bit of Tupperware. And I made some hot glue shapes there to help me sort these little bits. And then so this part of a soda can, we would just flood that with a little bit of super glue in there so you get a little puddle. And then you grab an X-Acto blade and pick up one of these little details. And dip it in that glue, or would-be glue in there, and then you'll be able to just tack that onto your model. Now, I learned this from Adam Savage. He's got a couple of wonderful videos. Definitely go watch those. So here I can keep a bunch of glue in the container and then just keep the lid on it so it's all in one place. I don't have to go hunting. And then I keep a couple of spares right there on top. And then the open one, I did put a little holder on there. That's the packaging that it comes with. Just keep that open one standing upright. Baking soda and a little canister of the Instaset. Those things together are my little glue tray. Moving right along, we're going to discuss my dry brush palette. This was a blind pack for some super deform He-Man guys at Snake Mountain there. A little bit of corrugated paper. Every now and again I'll shoot that with a base coat of some color just so that dry brushing shows up. Now here's my wet palette. I've got a little bit of Velcro on the bottom there, or on the top and bottom I should say. And that just holds that there. And then with a wet palette, that helps you keep your paints fresh for up to days. Now in my case, I'm using a chunk of denim for the sponge and just a bit of parchment paper from the kitchen. And that gives me a nice disposable palette part for the wet palette. And just add that water, add your paint. And like I said, it can hold on to paint for days. All you need to do is take that lid off, close it up, and that'll help preserve it. You can see how using some recycled materials I was able to make some good tools here. Here's a hack that I learned when I was working for a prop and costume studio. Just a paint stick and some tape. I'll show you how I prep that. It's pretty straightforward. And then you just cross that sticky side to sticky side, and then that allows you the ability to tape it in place. Hold it on there. Now I go to the absolute end of the stick here, line that up, and then we get a distance of the sticky side up on the other side now. And then another bit of tape to hold that straight. Now what this does for you is it gives you a handle on a stick with that tape up there so you can paint things. It's good for miniatures, it's good for details if you do costuming, it's good for various size things too. So here I'm just using a couple of Star Wars Legion characters as an initial example. And then here's a Warhammer figure I have. See, a little bit bigger base, does just fine. Still let you get upside down. This is really handy for spray painting. And now let's discuss my paint handles. Now this one I built on that's a hook from a plant that my wife let me have. And here's a little lightsaber handle there. And then this part here, the soda cap and top of bottle to allow me to spin the thing a little bit as I'm painting. Just a little bit of motion with the thumb there. So I rest my pinky on the hook and we can kind of just see how easy it is to be in control of the overall model for painting. Now I've done these a few different ways. This one I just glued the cap on and piece on the top here. Handle on this one is just a medicine bottle. I filled with some sand so it's got a little weight and doesn't tip over. Again, the cap trick, and then a bit of a hanger. I like wrapping the bottoms of those with paper towel. It's handy sometimes when dry brushing. And then this one a little bit more easy to hold. It's got that little bit of a taper. It's a leg from some sort of stool I got at the hardware store. Slightly larger lid and cap combo from a Gatorade bottle. And a different part of the a hanger that broke. I like having a hook on these, whether that's from a hanger or from that hanging pot thing here. Part of the reason for that is this way I can hang them off of the edge of a shelf, and that way if I need to take a break from that figure, it's still safe and out of the way. And then a little bit less of a hack and more just kind of a tip here. Embroidery boards, nail files, they're cheaper than getting official model sanding sticks. And I'm going to say, hey guys, that's the end of the video. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Do subscribe. Have a great day.